2.99% year one rate. I said it, 2.99%. 15 Jacksonville communities to choose from. Find that dream house and take advantage of an unbeatable rate. Move now, literally. Dream Finders Homes, the official home builder of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Let's go into the night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
T-minus 2.5 hours, the 105th NFL season upon us. Here come the Kansas City Chiefs. Can they repeat again? Can they become a three-peat? Many have tried. So many have, not so many. It's only been 5 times, historically speaking. The last 2? Denver won it in 97 and 98. New England tried to do a three-peat after the 03-04 season. It's so hard to do. Hey, it's so hard to win a championship, period. We still have 12 out of the 32 teams that have never won a Super Bowl. And so many are picking Detroit, right? Detroit's going to win the NFC East. Can you imagine being Detroit? We always pick on Cleveland because it's Cleveland. We pick on Buffalo because they're a bunch of knuckleheads, right? They are officially the lowest common denominator that we deal with in the United States of America. We're never going to see that in our lifetime. You can Josh Allen me. You can do whatever you want. Buffalo's not going to go to the Super Bowl. Buffalo's been to the Super Bowl, and they lose, and they lose, and they lose. But you don't pick on Detroit. You don't pick on Minnesota. Again, it's hard to go after the Lombardi Trophy. Honestly, I don't know what Super Bowl they're playing for this year. The NFL does a lot of foolish things, including Roman numerals. Who the hell uses Roman numerals? And this is the same Super Bowl where, this year, got a nice letter today from the commissioner telling us how great it's going to be with games being played this year in Germany, games being played this year in Brazil, 3 games being played this year in London. 2 will have your Jacksonville Jaguars. 9:30 starts right back here in Duval. The big one is Sunday. Year number 30 for the Jags. It's historic. It's a big number. And you've been incredibly patient in 29 years. You're dealing with the losingest professional franchise in team athletics over the last 10 years in any sport. That includes the NHL. That includes the NBA. That includes Major League Baseball. Your Jaguars, the losingest franchise over 10 years. However, back-to-back winning seasons, back-to-back 9-8 campaigns, right? The arrow is pointing up. Right now, the electricity, I can feel it oozing through the rain, through the fog, through the knucklehead drivers trying to fight their way from the left lane to the right lane. If you haven't figured it out in Jacksonville, the left lane is the slowest lane, okay? I don't know how it is throughout the remainder of the United States of America, but here in Duval, the slow lane is the left lane. You are anticipating a great year, as you should. Here's one for you. 198 and 269 are the Jaguars' lifetime. They win Sunday in Miami. They could pick up their 200th career regular season win a week from Sunday here against the Cleveland Browns. If that's not a good time, I do not know what is. They're 15-14 on openers, right? Number 30 will be in Miami, where they find themselves a 3.5-point underdog against the Miami Dolphins. This Dolphins team is loaded, albeit they're beaten up. Bradley Chubb out. He's been on the pup for a couple of weeks. OBJ, kind of expected it from that diva. And what's OBJ really going to give any team at this point in his career besides a headache? He's on the pup. Jalen Ramsey. Oh, let me check my notes again. a DMP today. Jalen Ramsey, consecutive days with a hamstring. Unable to give it a go. I don't see anyone get injured. You know what I'd like to see? I'd like to see Jalen play. I'd like to see the Jaguars beat him. Okay? I would. And I know how you feel about Jalen Ramsey, and absolutely, you should feel that way. He quit on you, right? I mean, it is. It's today. I don't want to go through that rant again, but quitting is just, it's so acceptable nowadays. He forced his way out of town. And, we're in such a time period now where I hear people all the time say, let's turn the page, let's move on. Screw that. Hell no. You should not turn the page. He quit on you. Just like you should never turn the page on Miles Jack wasn't down. Just like you should never turn the page on an absolutely horrific fourth quarter game plan by Nate Hackett and Doug Marrone in Foxborough, Massachusetts in January of 2018. I tell you when you forget about that, when you fall into the wooden box, when you take your last breath. Someone tells you to turn the page. You know who should turn the page? The players. The coaches. A fan? Turn the page? Hell no. You're a fan. You're lifelong. Your blood's in this, man. It is running through your arteries. It is bleeding right now through your veins. Get over it? Turn the page? No. You carry that with you into year 30. You know when you exhale? When we are running and ripping down Phillips Highway and we have that Lombardi trophy and we're raising it to the heavens, that's when you let it go. And that's why I love fans, because fans are never wrong. And fans are, the worst thing you can do as a human being is carry a grudge. I think that's an individual grudge. If you're pissed at your boss or your former boss or your former wife or your former husband or whatever, maybe you walked in the bedroom and found your best friend with your wife. I don't know what it could be. I don't know, right? If you hold that grudge, you're the only one who's holding it. No one else cares. They may act like they do. They don't. But a team grudge is different. It is. You should hold that forever. You should never forgive Nate Hackett. You should never forgive Doug Marrone for that sissy attempt to try to cut the head off the snake of the New England Patriots. You were 15 minutes away from a Super Bowl, and you laid down with predictable football. Well, here it is, what, now 6 years later, 7 years later? It's the 2024 season. You have an opportunity to shock the world. And I say that with a great deal of concern. They walk back this offensive line. Did they really? Did they really? An offensive line a year ago that was responsible for a football team that led the NFL in being tackled behind the line of scrimmage 25% of their carries. 25% at the line of scrimmage or behind the line of scrimmage. And the good news with that is ETN led the NFL in yards after contact. He led the NFL in missed tackles, forcing those to miss tackles. They walked it back. Boy, do I hope I am wrong. You'll never be wrong, and that's why I love you. You can say, oh, I love this offensive line. I've always loved this offensive line. I'm a huge Sheriff fan. I've got myself an Ezra Cleveland bobble, what do they call them, bobbleheads or whatever. I got myself a jersey. Right now, I got a Cam jersey. I mean, he's the great Wall of Duval. And I love that because that's the best thing about fans. Every single fan it doesn't matter where the ball is on fourth down. Go for it, go for it, go for it. Why did they go for it? That's what a fan does. And that's why it's so awesome to be one. Because a fan is never wrong. You know who's wrong? The media. You know who's wrong? The coaches. You know who's wrong? The general manager. You know who's wrong? The players. And we're all here to watch it. We're all here to observe it. The new math is out. Trevor Lawrence last year, 22% of his passes that were incomplete were because of, quote unquote, receiver error. I mean, I thought I knew a little something about this game. I've been following it since I was in diapers. Okay? If you want to put a joke in with that, and diapers, hit us on the text line, 641-1010. Brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. I did. I thought I knew a little something about the game. Receiver error now all of a sudden is like a huge statistical category. When you look at analytics and you look at algorithms and you look at everything. 22%, okay? That right there, I think, will be the biggest improvement from the 2023 to the 2024 Jaguars. The lack of wide receiver era. Gone is the head case in Calvin Ridley, right? Gone is Jamal Agnew. Gone is Zay Jones. You got to keep Christian Kirk healthy. He's your best wide receiver. He proved it when he went out a year ago. They passed the torch to Calvin Ridley. Not only did he failed miserably, right? Just go back and look at his percentage, completions to attempts. It's one of the worst in the history of the NFL. Parker Washington has had a really good camp. He knows all three wide receiver positions. If anything happens to any one of the three starters, you should feel very comfortable about Parker Washington's ability to be in the slot or on either one of the other two sides. Gabe Davis, I'll raise my hand. I didn't, and still am not overjoyed by this signing. I think it's a little bit of a reach. And the reason why I say that, he's never caught more than 48 balls a year. And when he got here, he was injured. He was slowed. But I look at his average per. I look at his ability to go over the middle as a tough guy with a big body. And I don't want to call him hidden yards because that would be unfair. He does stretch defenses. He creates big plays. Brian Thomas Jr. could be absolutely spectacular. He could. I think this wide receiving core, throw Devin Duvernay in there. I think that is possibly where we see the biggest improvement in 2024 compared to what we saw one season ago in 2023. All right, let me close with this because I made a big deal last night. I'm going to hit breaks here on time. I'm trying to get better. Fast starts. Talk about it all the time. NFL, college, doesn't really matter what the sport is, right? You want to get off to a fast start. Jaguars 8-3 a year ago, and they collapsed. Ended up 1-5. I think they're going to struggle this year in the month of September. They have 3 road games, 4 overall, against 4 playoff teams from a year ago. I'm looking at my list. I have them at 1-3 to start the year, which in a lot of circles is horrific. What is different, last year they went 1-5 to close. This year I have them going 5-1 to close. I think it's the exact opposite of what you saw a year ago. So if they lose against Miami on Sunday, which I expect them to, I'm picking the Miami Dolphins, all right? Relax. That old adage, it's not a sprint, right? It's a marathon. It applies for this football team. Let's do one better, though. Let's talk about a fast start in a game. Jaguars were really poor a year ago. They averaged only 3.6 points in the first 15 minutes of football. That was 22nd in the NFL. That's not good enough. They averaged 9.8 at half. Think about that. You go to the restroom, you spend $22 for a watered-down beer, you pick up some nachos, and you say hi to your kid. Then you walk back to your seat and you look at the scoreboard, and they haven't even put up 10 points to begin the third quarter. That is tough to overcome. Look at their opponent on Sunday. Miami put up 16.2. That was second in the NFL. This team needs to be better in the first 30 minutes of football. Then you can really find out about the offensive line because then you're set up to run. And pass is sexy and it's scoring and it's what y'all love, and I love it. But you close out games by running. That's Mariano Rivera. That's Bruce Sutter. That's Rich Gossage, right? That's coming in with a lead in the night. That's Raleigh Fingers giving you the 8th and 9th inning. You close out opponents by running the football. This team has to run the football. And I get it. They're a pass-first team. That's how you win. That's how you close things out. You've got to average more than 3.6 yards in the first half or first quarter. And again, under 10 points in the first half. All right, opening comments tonight and every night brought to you the good folks over at Shmunez Vision. Unfortunately, a lot of people are getting taken advantage of when it comes to cataract surgery, right? Just charging you too much. And what they do is, you know, the doc will look at you and say, well, you need surgery, and I want you to go sit down and talk with our surgery counselor. So they pay this surgery counselor who's going to tell you exactly what to expect when they put you under and they have surgery on your eyes. Can you imagine having anything from an appendectomy or any other surgery, and you're being told by someone who's never performed a surgery before what to expect? That's what a lot of these eye practices actually do. The doctor's too good to talk to you. The doctor will not make time to talk to you. That's not the case at Shmunez Vision. Dr. Neo Shmunez, surgery on my right eye 8.5 years ago. He explained everything thoroughly to me. Daughter, Dr. Catherine Shmunez, same deal. This is a major concern, health-wise. These are your eyes. Don't you want to speak to the doctor who's performing the surgery? Not some quote-unquote surgery counselor. It's one of the many rackets that unfortunately we see nowadays when it comes to eye care. For all of this and so much more, just go to Shmunez Vision. Shmunez Vision. You can also check them out on Instagram. Get all the testimonials by going to Shmunez Vision. Tim Brando is 40 minutes away. A ton of Jaguars talk on this Thursday night. Thrilled to have you with us. My name is Rick Ballou. We call this Into the Night.
I'm Martin Truex Jr.
Martin Truex wins the Coca-Cola 600.
And you're listening to 1010XL, Jack Sports Radio.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists returns with their free bumps and bruises evaluation clinics. Now with 4 locations, these free injury assessments are open to all schools and athletic programs. Saturday mornings from 9 to 10 through October 26th at Cortex Sports Performance in Ponte Vedra, Preferred PT in Fleming Island, and also at Brooks Rehab on Centurion Parkway and Brooks Rehab at World Golf Village.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
I'm Taylor Rose with our Remedy Staffing Westside office off of Normandy Boulevard. We are helping great people find great jobs. Remedy has helped some of the best employers in Jacksonville find talented job seekers like you for over 25 years. Our current job openings range from entry-level distribution center pickers to equipment operators. Apply today at remedygoodjobs.com. Don't wait. Apply at remedygoodjobs.com now.
Hey, Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, green for life.
Brackish Vodka, the official vodka of UNF Athletics, 100% made in Jacksonville, is available at all local liquor stores. Visit Browdy's, Total Wine, ABC, Shores, Golden, Sahara's, Golden Ox, and more. Drink our gluten-free San Francisco Spirit award-winning vodka and see why it's the smoothest vodka you can buy. When you drink Brackish Vodka, you support all of our local employees and all the money stays in Jacksonville. Drink Brackish Vodka and live life slightly salty. Proud partner of the Jaguars.
Go!
Your school, your colors. There's something special about football under the Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Friday Night Lights with Hackert and Andrew Gibson. Presented by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic and Air Conditioning on 1010XL.
If the Florida heat is getting you down and you're sweating up a storm, fire up a phone call to Florida Home AC and order an AC tune-up. It's the best way to beat the heat and keep your AC unit working at peak performance. Log on to FloridaHomeAC.com for their tune-up special and make sure you're primed for the peak of that heat. Florida Home AC, the official AC provider of the Jacksonville Jaguars, and just a phone call away at 777-4300. Order that tune-up today.
Chelsea here, ready to upgrade your home and save big? Now's the perfect time with Renewal by Anderson. For a limited time, it's buy one, get one 40% off on all windows and doors. That's right, buy one, get one 40% off plus flexible financing options to fit your budget. Our custom-built energy-efficient windows and doors are made with Vibrex, 2 times stronger than vinyl, giving you the durability you need and the savings you want. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to book your free consultation today. Don't wait, this offer won't last. Restrictions apply. License number CGC 1527613. Proud partner of the Florida Gators.
At Farrah & Farrah, our philosophy can be boiled down to one word: respect. Respect for every client, regardless of who they are or the size of their case. Respect for innocent victims, and respect for the law. So when the insurance company thinks they can bully you instead of paying a claim, we respectfully disagree. If you're hurt, call Farrah & Farrah. We'll help you get the respect you deserve. Call 800-500-5555. Jacksonville.
Hey, this is Bert Cannon with the First Coast YMCA. Youth sports at the Y can help nurture your future athlete's potential and experience the joy of being a kid. At the Y, we're providing a safe, clean, and fun environment with basketball, soccer, volleyball, gymnastics, elite skills training, and more. Best of all, participation in Legacy Youth Sports League is free with your family membership. Visit fcymca.org to learn all about youth sports at the Y.
Hi, everybody. Mike Dempsey here. Look, most goals we set for ourselves have a pretty clear course. I want a trip to Las Vegas. So you read a couple of reviews, talk to a few friends, save up some money, and you book it. Maybe a couple of choices along the way, but overall, it's a clear course to reach your goal. Now, if your goal is to lose 40 or 50 pounds, where's the clear path? You read reviews, talk with a few friends, and try something out. When it doesn't work, you're disappointed. Look, we've all been there, and it stinks. Know what I say? Stop trying to do what I did and start doing. Reach your goal with Awaken 180. It's a clear course to success without the disappointment. No guesswork, no trial and error, and no medication side effects. I'm proof. I dropped 26 pounds my first go at it, and it was simple. A word never associated with weight loss except when referring to Awaken 180. Choose the simple, clear course to success with the solution for weight loss. Awaken180weightloss.com.
Jenkins Genesis of Northeast Jacksonville is now open, and you're invited in as a VIP to tour the all-new facility. Be one of the first 100 people to check out the complete lineup of luxury vehicles by September 8th and see if you can crack the code to win a brand new car. See dealer for details. No purchase necessary. Genesis of NortheastJacksonville.com. And now open on Atlantic Boulevard. Genesis, where luxury is redefined. 1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Happy birthday, Al. Sound like Peggy Bundy, don't it? Peggy Bundy. Al Stewart, 79 years of age. Soft rock in the back of Mommy's station wagon right here. Very weird beginning of the song. On a morning from a Bogart movie. In a country where they turn back time. You go strolling through the crowd like Peter Lorre. Contemplating a crime. You know what that crime is? Because I've done research on the Year of the Cat. It's about picking up a lady of the night. And after relations, the whole song is about trying to get rid of her. And dadgummit, she won't leave. Sit back, enjoy. It's Jaguars football. It's Al Stewart here on your home of the Jags. That's real music, ladies and gentlemen. Big fan, Dylan Denmark? I got to believe that on your Walkman, you go with Al Stewart.
That'd be a negative. I do like this song, though.
How can you not like this song? Al's got a little lift. And it sounds great. I mean, I love it. Who would possibly not love it? He still tours. He calls Duval his home quite a bit. He's over at the Ponte Vedra Concert Hall, which I guess they're giving a facelift to. I was going to say something else, but why? Certainly the Florida Theater, right? Good times. Happy birthday to Al Stewart. All right, just got off the phone with Tim Brando. He's in Pullman, Washington. He'll be joining us in about 30 minutes. He's picking up his rental car. Looking forward to talking with Timmy B. Again, I'm one of those who will never not promote. You know what's great about Tim Brando? He almost in a way is a Dick Vitale. He always promotes the game. And there's not a lot of people left who still do that. Right? Everything's about a hot take, myself included. Everything's about criticism and overdoing it, trying to make a point. There's not a lot of broadcasters left in the world who just sell it. Dick Vitale. I mean, you could be minutes away from the Super Bowl, and Dick Vitale would try to sell you on like a great non-conference game between, like, you know, the University of Washington against St. John's. That's what was great. And I'm almost saying it as if he's no longer with us. Dick Vitale obviously has been battling some major health concerns as of late. But whether you like him or dislike him, a huge proponent and supporter of the sport. And frankly, I don't think there's enough of them left anymore. That's Tim Brando. That's not Kirk Herbstreit. That's not Paul Feinbaum. That's not massive mouthpieces like that. They're getting smack dab in the middle of all the controversy. And again, that's what, for the most part, people want nowadays. But Brando sells college football. He'll make this matchup with Washington State sound like, you know, it's the game of the century. And that's why I love him. I've known him forever. But anyway, he's coming up in now 30 minutes. We'll talk to Tim Brando. But as I try to make the point that it's not a phenomenal weekend outside of this Texas-Michigan game, I'm actually somewhat excited about Nebraska and Colorado. I want to talk about last week. I want to talk about what Miami did. That Lance Guidry defense. Miami taking advantage of defensive transfer portal players. You know, all the emphasis had been on the three offensive guys, getting Cam Ward, you know, getting Samuel Brown as a wide receiver. They have three preseason guys on the Biletnikoff award list, getting Martinez as a big back. Look at the defensive players, 5 of them for the University of Miami. So I think we'll do that with Timmy B coming up at 7 o'clock tonight. Go back to last week a little bit, including certainly that big victory there for Miami. I do want to tell you that tonight's show is brought to you by Thermal Engineers. I'm promoting the heck out of them when it comes to an outstanding company right here along the First Coast. You're talking about more than 20 years worth of service in North Florida. A commercial HVAC contractor, all right, if you're a qualified technician and installer, how does this sound? Top pay, 401k, full benefits, and a signing bonus. Top pay, not competitive pay, top pay, 401k, full benefits. Full benefits. It's tough out there for a lot of people. And a signing bonus. Just go to Thermal Engineers, Inc., call them at 230-1172. Thermal Engineers, Inc., an equal opportunity employer. Huge fan. Really am. Check them out. Go to Thermal Engineers, INC. Still in Denmark.
What's going on, Rick?
I hate to do it,
but
I'm picking Miami to win this game on Sunday. And again, I tried to camouflage that by a rather lengthy rant on it's not how you sprint, it is the eventual marathon. Because last year they were 8-3 and dominant, and then they crashed at 1-5. I'm going opposite this year, man. I think they go 1-3. They lose the 3 road games that they face to begin the year. but they turn it around and win 5 of their final 6, the exact opposite of what they did a year ago. I don't think they're going to win the division. I think they're going to win a wild card, but this is totally different from 2023. How about you? Who do you have on Sunday?
I think Miami, just because of the speed. I remember watching the Dolphins play the Chargers a year ago, and I remember McDaniel just put Tyreek Hill in every single position known to man. It was almost like he went into the slot here, and it was just like, just find a spot over here on the right side and just do what you want to do. It doesn't matter what kind of motion you do. I think they put him in motion like 30 plus times. That is really hard for a defense to cover, especially with it being week 1. I think it's going to be a shootout, but I think Miami makes one more big play than Jacksonville does, if I have to guess.
Yeah, and again, I hope I'm wrong. I'm wrong all the time. If not, I would just bet and bet convincingly. I don't. A lot of people still don't believe me when I say I haven't bet in over a decade. It's true. I don't have the itch. I'm going to get it again at some point. I'll be alone. I'll be in a trailer somewhere by myself, and have like maybe 1 or 2 friends that I meet at the bar, and I'll just gamble.
Now, do your close friends gamble? Probably a yes.
Believe it or not, most of my closest friends are golfers. They're not even huge sports. They're not even huge football fans.
Interesting.
It is not. I mean, everyone's a football fan, but the guy, my good buddy from South America, who's I love playing golf with him. The only problem is the guys like Colin Montgomery. Man, he takes like 4 minutes. You've played with Kenny before, right?
Yeah,
Didn't I take you out with him?
Yeah, I've been a couple of times with him.
He's the greatest guy in the world.
Uh-huh.
I mean, you could drink 3 beers a hole with him because
Vibes
he takes I drink 3 Miller Lights a hole because he takes so long to play golf.
Yeah,
but
vibes are always good with him.
He didn't know anything about football. So, like a lot of my buddies aren't huge football fans, believe it or not, which I know is kind of ironic. But instead, I line myself out guys who really love the game of golf, which I think the older you get, you have more appreciation for it because it's an individual sport. And, the only complaint I have today as we continuously move forward in life is the lack of respect with today's athletes for the founding fathers and for the fans. There's no other way to say it. Look what's going on at Florida State right now. Look at the latest mess they're in. Mike Norvell, someone from the Florida State football team, went to the marching Chiefs and asked them to no longer play the war chant on 3rd down. The tradition of the war chant. Now, you know what they're doing there? They're toting the line. They're burying this story. It's become political. They don't want this to fall on the shoulders of Mike Norvell. And, Ballou, you better be careful with what the hell you say. Because there's one thing your alma mater does better than any other school in the NCAA right now. That is sue the living snot out of someone else. But don't tell me that Jarian Jones went to the members of the Marching Chiefs and said, hey, guys, can you no longer play the war chant on 3rd down? We want to play. Who died today? You told me a hip hopper died today?
Rich Homie Quan.
Yeah, we want to play some of that on 3rd down. I mean, I didn't go to the game the other night. I was told it was the worst experience that people have ever dealt with at Florida State. Mike Norvell doesn't know anything about Florida State tradition. He probably heard the war chant during a Kansas City Chiefs game. He probably heard about the war chant during an Atlanta Braves game, right? He probably doesn't even know that the war chant was invented at Florida State. My school didn't fight it. Oh, Dion, they want to use it. Oh, cool. Eric Nadi plays. Florida State never fought it. So it became overplayed, and now it's annoying. You're going to hear it tonight. And, so many fans nowadays, they don't even know that it started until, the Chiefs, everyone does it. It starts annoying people. The football team told the marching Chiefs not to play the war chant on third down. I mean, think about that for a moment. And that's why I mentioned golf. There's no respect for the people who built that program. I would love to sit down Charlie Ward and Andre Wadsworth and Warwick Dunn and Danny McManus and Pat Carter and Peter Bullwick and get their reaction to be told, we're not going to play the war chant anymore on third down because instead we're going to play some ridiculous, absurd music. The war chant is there for one reason and one reason only. It gets the fans into the game. It gets the fans to stand up and make noise when your opponent is on defense. They're not doing that when you're spinning some tune. But I'm telling you, this story, just like we see in big-time government, this is going to be totally handled internally, and he will never get outed. Ask yourself one question. Who else would have the you-know-what to go up to the marching Chiefs and force this change if it wasn't your coach? The answer is only one. It's Mike Norvell.
Hey everybody, Mike Dempsey here for Dandy Foods. Dandy subs and sandwiches. Look, we always want you to think about those great options as you're driving around Duval. But the beauty is, even as I'm dropping pounds, Dandy's got great options for me as well. Told you all about their protein packs, delicious salads that they have out there. They have fruit cups for on the go. You know what they have. Veggie snack trays. You can grab those on the go as well. Perfect, healthy snack. Dandy is the name to know when you're on the go. So stop into a Gates store anywhere around Duval and make yours a dandy, and do it today.
The water heater's broken, disposal doesn't work. Toilet's overflowing, the wife's going berserk. There's water all around me, the faucet sprung a leak. The only way to fix it is to call on Roland Reese, 'cause I got the blues, yeah.
For all your plumbing needs, call on the Bold City's best, Roland Reese Plumbing, and lose the bad plumbing blues.
I got the blues, yeah.
Hello, First Coast. I'm sure by now you have seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We're an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We're committed to customer service, reliability, and have an unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today from GFL, Green for Life.
Mark Watson with Hardball Creative. Are the company's Zoom calls getting boring? Might be a good time to order some new logo caps or temporary tattoos. Check them out online at hardballcreative.com.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all.
This date in sports history is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On September 5th, 1994, San Francisco wide receiver Jerry Rice catches 2 touchdown passes and runs for another, and the 49ers win over the Raiders, becoming the NFL's career touchdown leader.
Roof damage? Call before you claim. Green Law Group, fighting insurance companies for you. They will work for you when you have roof damage. Don't let your insurance deny you. Don't call an adjuster. Call Green Law Group at 904-302-7055. Remember, if you have roof damage, call Green Law Group before you claim. They've settled millions and will work hard to get your claim and new roof. Green Law Group. Call before you claim. 904-302-7055.
When all you have is a hammer, everything is a nail. I'm Dr. George Bari, and like me, I know you have been bombarded with PRP and stem cell treatments from companies that promise the world and charge prices to match. Or the surgeon that convinced you the only way to treat your injuries through surgery. At Bari Orthopedics, we offer the best PRP treatment on the market with prices that won't cost you an arm and a leg. We also have the expertise to treat your injury surgically, if that is what it entails. We can discuss all surgical and non-surgical options with you and make sure you get the best treatment available. Come see me, Dr. George Bari, at Bari Orthopedics.
Who has the best lineup this season? Honda. Cars, trucks, SUVs, vans, hybrids, and electric. This is one of the greatest lineups Honda has ever had. And now is the best time to purchase or lease one. Visit your local Honda dealer now. Remember, only a Honda is a Honda.
Rick Ballou for Carlson Dental. You know, I've been telling you this for quite some time because it's true. I hate going to the dentist, or at least I used to hate going to the dentist. I had total anxiety, and then I tried sedation, light sedation for cleaning and deep sedation as well for cavities and root canals. Folks, it's an incredible experience. So don't be nervous. Don't be scared. Go to carlsondentalgroup.com. That's carlsondentalgroup.com for all of your dental needs.
There's certain places you know if you go in, they got what you're looking for, like Gate Convenience Stores and Cold Modelo's. That's the ticket. Or get on the craft side of things with something from Bold City or Sweetwater. Hit the cooler at Gate, full of choices and all of them good.
There are 3 certainties in life: death, taxes, and if you stay in your home long enough, a new roof. Pick it here for our friends at Lockhart Roofing. Nobody better in Jacksonville. How do I know? They are a local certified Master Elite contractor, and that means they have a GAF Master Elite warranty. That's the best in the roofing industry. In this day and age, don't settle for cheaper discount roofers. Lockhart Roofing has been here for decades. They aren't going anywhere. Call my friends at Lockhart Roofing, 994-3851. That's 994-3851. Lockhart Roofing, Jacksonville's best for Jacksonville people.
Ballou for Shinatri Chiropractic. They've helped me get rid of my headaches and pain in my neck and back. Are you suffering from an auto accident? What about TMJ pain? Headaches associated with jaw clenching, grinding of the teeth, or stress-related disorders? Shinatri Chiropractic has a physical therapist on staff for rehabilitation, quality chiropractic care, dry needling, massage, and acupuncture. Call 743-6700 or go to ShinatriDC.com.
Hello, this is Father Nicholas Lowe, and I want to talk to you about putting your worries in the right bucket. So often we put our worries in our own bucket, but many times they need to be in God's bucket. The Bible says, present your problems always to God. In other words, leave them in God's bucket. Understand that no matter what is out of your control, it's never out of the control of Almighty God.
To hear more inspirational messages by Reverend Dr. Nicholas Lowe, please visit our website at stjohnthedivine.com.
Hi, I'm Mac with Baker Glass. If you've got fogged up windows, let me help. We'll replace them with clear, insulated units that brighten up your home. People say we're fast, friendly, and reliable. Just check out our Google reviews. Call me today. Baker Glass. No one treats you better.
1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
$3 drafts. That's 3 going on right now at the Blue Crab Crab House. Right off of San Jose on Julian Creek Road. I spent an entire week there last Saturday afternoon. And it was a good time. $3 drafts right now. Say hello to Tom and Cindy for me. I'll be out there tomorrow because I'm doing a show with Hayes from 4 to 6. Right, as we also celebrate the 79th birthday of Al Stewart from the United Kingdom. 2 major hits. I don't know what else you're going to pull out. It's going to have to be deep cuts with Al. Some people going off on today's athletes. It is a shame. I mean, it really is. You just some get it, but it felt like back in the day they all got it, right? And certainly in college, pro's one thing. You make it to that elite level, and it's your livelihood, it's your business. I remember Jack Morris shutting down the Atlanta Braves and the Minnesota Twins, and he couldn't wait to go sign that new deal with Toronto. That's been going on ever since there's been free agency. But respect Tony Oliva, right? Respect Rod Carew. Respect Harmon Killebrew. Respect the founding fathers. Respect the fans. That's what the game is about. It's for you. It's for the fans. And you people cry, and it ruins your days and your weeks and your months. And a lot of these guys just don't care anymore. It's scary. I want to believe Trevor Lawrence cares. Well paid, right? Family man, baby on the way. No longer are there what if, what could be, what will happen. It's on. It is on. It's up to Trevor Lawrence now Now, they made a Mickey Mouse deal out of this play calling, which is a very, very, is a huge misstep by the organization. It was so easily avoidable, right? And I want to kind of give them the benefit of the doubt and hope that they smooth it out. But it really reeks. There's no reason for this to still be a story. And it is going to be a story. And listen, I'm a huge Doug Peterson fan. I like him. I like him an awful lot. But this was a major mistake by your coach. I mean, this becomes just almost ridiculous. It's on Trevor Lawrence. I mean, this man now has to take the next step. And he has to be one of the best quarterbacks in the game. I've seen all these preseason lists, and I know you have too. I mean, he's ranked like what, 16th, 17th, 18th? No. He's not Patrick Mahomes. No one's close. Let's be honest. You get Allen and Burrow, and in fact, tonight, Lamar and Jackson, he's 1-4 lifetime against Patrick Mahomes. Both guys have won 2 MVPs. Still geeked up about the fact that we have a football game coming up around 8:30 tonight. But no one's close to Patrick Mahomes. You don't expect Trevor Lawrence to be Patrick Mahomes. But I expect him to become a top 5 quarterback in this league. He's being paid to be that guy. And frankly, right now, overpaid. Paid before many believe he earned it to become that quarterback. He cannot make foolish mistakes. Is he going to make mistakes? Yes. Foolish mistakes? There's a difference. He's going to throw interceptions. Everyone throws interceptions. He can't fumble. What's the statistic? I think the statistic is 21 fumbles in the last 3 years.
He's lost 23 fumbles.
And the next closest has 14?
Yeah, Jared Goff.
That's terrible. That's what you can't have. If he throws 2 interceptions in Miami, but he believed that it was the right play, okay. Lick your wound and move on. But if he's flustered in the pocket and he knows with that offensive line that you better get rid of the football, and he does not, and bam, there's a fumble, that's on him. There's a difference. Now, some of you you're wrong, Ballou. A turnover's a turnover. Whether it's an interception or it's a fumble, a turnover's a turnover. Okay, and we can have a healthy argument about that. I look at it differently. I look at the greatest quarterbacks who ever played this game throw interceptions. Trevor Lawrence is going to throw interceptions. It's trying to make a play when he needs to be smart enough to understand, throw it away or tuck it and fall down. Take the sack if the offensive line is not doing its job. He has to become one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. I began the show, one of the many things I said was I feel really good about their weaponry. I think their wide receiving core has a chance to be better than advertised. I do. And health is huge. Well, health is huge for every team. All 32 teams. They're not going to get recognized like a lot of these wide receiver cores around the league. But you've got guys who have a variety of different things that they have in their game, their route tree, that along with Ingram and Etienne out of the backfield, it should be explosive. This is still an offense that is going to be pass first. I think if the running game improves and they're able to rush the football, it's almost, I don't want to call it gravy because it's so important. Man, you have to run. Which really the only team who's won Super Bowls since the turn of the millennium outside of the New England Patriots who didn't run the ball. But Tom Brady was a master of getting those backs involved and some slot wide receivers involved where it was almost their own phase of a running game. And you know that. You've been fans forever. You understand it. This is still a pass-first team. And if they can do that, then hopefully this offensive line gets lathered up. If there's one thing that I would love to have Jaguar fans remind me of all the time, and this is the truth. It would sound like this. Hey, Ballou, you were wrong. That offensive line is outstanding. You were wrong. I would love that. I would. Those who have listened to me for a long time know I'm never afraid to admit when I'm wrong. More than any other statistical category, more than anything else that happens with this organization, this offensive line gelling and becoming, I don't want to use the word dominant because that's far-fetched, but better than I believe. Make me very happy for you to walk up to me or just get me on the text line, 641-1010, brought to you by Lifetime Enclosure, and say, Ballou, you're wrong. That'd be very satisfying. Because me being wrong on this would make you happy because your team is winning. All right, much more on the Jaguars in hour number 2. Let's begin, though, by bringing in our good buddy, Tim Brando. It's our weekly conversation from Fox Sports. Ballou with Brando on the other side.
I'm Jaguars Today's middle linebacker, Tom McManus, and I give you a window into what it's like on the field wearing black and teal. Catch my stories and analysis, thanks to Renewal by Anderson Windows and Doors, every Friday morning at 10 a.m. on 1010 XL.
Now you can watch 1010XL shows all day on X, Facebook, and YouTube. Brought to you by MyBookie. Experience Vegas from the comfort of your phone anytime, anywhere. Sign up today. Use promo code 1010XL.
When all you have is a hammer, everything is a nail. I'm Dr. George Bari, and like me, I know you have been bombarded with PRP and stem cell treatments from companies that promise the world and charge prices to match. Or the surgeon that convinced you the only way to treat your injuries through surgery. At Bari Orthopedics, we offer the best PRP treatment on the market with prices that won't cost you an arm and a leg. We also have the expertise to treat your injury surgically if that is what it entails. We can discuss all surgical and non-surgical options with you and make sure you get the best treatment available. Come see me, Dr. George Bari at Bari Orthopedics.
Here's Linda Beaver.
Hey everyone, it's football season and we wanted to go to the drawing board to make this year's predictions. Let's compare our two blonde all-stars. Most touchdowns, best pricing in the market. Most passing yards, gives the most for your trade. Most receptions, free oil changes with every purchase. Super Bowl champion. Wow, customer service. This looks like a winning season for everyone. Come see Beaver Toyota in St. Augustine or Beaver Chevrolet in Jacksonville where you can score big all season long.
Hey folks, Rick Ballou here for John's Auto. They've been a staple in Jacksonville going all the way back to 1985. At John's Auto, they service all makes, all models, cars, trucks, diesel, you name it, they do it. Whether it's routine maintenance or a complete engine overhaul. Call John's Auto on Arlington Road. That's 904-743-3857 or go to johnsautomotivejacks.com.
Bueller Air & Plumbing presents Are You Cool?
Today's contestant, a dust bunny breeder from Jacksonville, Florida, meet Steve Johnson.
Welcome to the show, Steve.
It's great to be here, Alex.
Yeah, you don't have to answer it in the form of a question, Steve.
What is this game show? See, that's another question. Are you going to ask me about air conditioners?
Yeah, okay. How about we just send the Bueller guys over and you can annoy them with all your questions. Johnny?
That's right, Steve. Bueller Air & Plumbing can answer all your air conditioning questions, repair options, replacement models, and how to make your AC last longer while saving electricity, making sure you are cool.
Where is the parking lot?
You're killing me, Steve.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
Jimerson Burr is a full-service, Florida-based commercial law firm that has experience and capabilities to handle any legal issue a business is confronted with. Learn more about what they can do for you at jimersonfirm.com.
Raise the stakes on excitement at Best Bet, your go-to spot for unbeatable entertainment and unmatched hospitality. With locations in Jacksonville, Orange Park, and the brand new Best Bet St. Augustine. No poker expertise? No problem. From high-stakes poker to casual games like Ultimate Texas Hold'em and Fortune Pie Gow, there's a game for everyone. Hungry for more? We're serving up delicious bites and craft cocktails, and we're open late. For details, visit bestbetjacks.com. That's bestbetjacks.com. Best Bet, your go-to spot for a thrilling night.
Hey, David again with Royal Pest Services.
TAP Insulation stands for thermal, acoustic, and pest control. Keep your home cool, noise out, and pests dead. Visit RoyalPestServices.com to schedule a free inspection.
Most goals have a clear course, like planning a trip. But when it comes to losing 40 or 50 pounds, that's a different story. Except with Awaken 180. A clear course to fast, proven weight loss with free support for life. It's Awaken180weightloss.com.
When the sun goes down, you might think a golf course shuts down, but not at the Golf Club of Southampton. Join the gang every Thursday night for trivia with Brooke and Jason, and everybody's favorite night, Friday night on the patio, featuring local musicians, food, and drink. It's all at the Golf Club of Southampton. Great golf. You've come to expect that. But don't forget, when night falls, the fun doesn't stop. Trivia every Thursday night and Southampton's live music patio session Fridays. Call 287-PLAY to make a tee time and the good time.
The flagship station of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
SportsForecaster.com has all the data you need to project tomorrow's winners. Register for free and track the performance of all your favorite players and teams, including all your fantasy team picks and prospects. Sports Forecaster has the most detailed player profiles on the web, precise depth charts, every transaction, every injury, every news update. No ranting or raving, no preening or barstool bluster. At SportsForecaster.com, you get the timely info you need for every game. SportsForecaster.com. Sign up for free today.
Whether you own a local business or a global one, you're always looking for ways to position your operation to create opportunities and move on them faster. With Bank of America, you get access to experts, award-winning insights, and business solutions so powerful, you'll make every move matter, locally and globally. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. What would you like the power to do? Copyright 2024 Bank of America N.A.
Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you. For lost or broken keys or nearly any make and model of vehicle, call 722-1111 for Instant Keys locksmith service.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Our buddy Tim Brando, he's been known to cut a rug in the broadcast booth. Did it forever with Spencer Tillman. Now doing it with the former Michigan quarterback Kevin Gardner. And really getting after it. They got a big one coming up Saturday night. Pullman, Washington, and Wazoo. Still in the Pac-12, right? I mean, against Texas Tech. So that'll be at 10 o'clock coming up on Saturday night. That'll be a late night one for you on Fox. We're doing our best right now to get Tim Brando. I know he's in the airport and, waiting for his bags and getting a rental car. So, things can be there. We have an hour remaining in the program, so we will hook up with Timmy B at some point this hour. And that's the beauty of live radio. We will adjust. We're not going to, again, I know I've used it at least once, maybe twice so far this week, but if it works, go back to it. I'm not going to remain here in a 4-2-5 defense like Adam Fuller, even though your opponent's running the football 53 times in one game. We're going to throw in a third linebacker. We're going to throw in a fifth defensive lineman. We're going to adjust until Timmy Brando gets here. We have several other things that we can get towards. I do want to find this. This, on such a sad day, this is one of the greatest, not greatest, that's the wrong word. This is one of the most telling quotes in the history of anything that's ever happened sports related, and it was a massive tragedy. Talking about back in 1972 on this date in Munich, and the massacre. And the great Jim McKay, he said this, and I do quote, "When I was a kid, my father used to say our greatest hopes and our worst fears are seldom realized. Our worst fears have been realized tonight. They have now said there were 11 hostages. 2 were killed in their rooms yesterday morning. 9 were killed at the airport tonight. They're all gone. End of quote. I mean, I've done a lot of reading on that. And Rune Arledge in his book, Howard Cosell, and 3 or 4 different books I've read on him. They didn't allow Howard to be a part of that broadcast because they thought he was under the influence of alcohol, something that he denied. But it was such a tragedy. And you got to understand the circumstances, especially for those of you out there who are young. You had nothing outside of just a couple of television stations. Yeah, you didn't have your phone. You didn't have a computer. I mean, it was breaking news. And I'll try to say this in a respectful way. We just had the Olympics, and my daughter lives in Paris. I'm sorry, but this year's Olympics, it was like, what? It's not the same thing anymore.
The breakdancing didn't do it for you?
It just doesn't. But you know, in 72, I don't remember anything. I was just a kid. I was in diapers. But when I grew up, the Olympic Games, man, were huge. I'll never forget boxing in 76 in Montreal. And, 1980, winning it for the United States of America in hockey and in Lake Placid. And all of these great things. But with Jim McKay, I mean, this was like literally the earth stopped moving. And it is great for you or anyone out there that does research, look back on that. Hop on the Google. And if you're not aware, it was, you look at sports happenings and things that really changed the world. That was one of the very biggest of all time. How are we looking on our good buddy, Timmy B?
Well, he called me, but I couldn't hear him, so I don't know. Seems like he doesn't have a good reception.
Well, here's an honest question. Do they I know that everyone out there smokes weed in the state of Washington. Do they have, antennas? Do they have cellular towers out in Palm? I think it was George Raveling who once said something along the lines of, if Pullman, Washington is not at the end of the world, it's close to it. I'm paraphrasing here. Maybe someone can dig that one up for us. George Raveling was a hoot back in the day, and he was a lot of fun to talk college basketball with. Primarily the West Coast was where his coaching days were. But anyway, I just wanted to bring that up with Jim McKay. And just the way journalism was back then with Walter Cronkite and everyone involved. And you go back and you watch a story like that, or you watch like the assassination of President Kennedy, and you got guys in the newsroom, just firing up cigarettes, smoking live on air. I mean, it was just such a different time period. But, it also felt like we were much closer as a nation then than certainly we are today with all the division that we have that is going on. All right, as we wait for Tim Brando, let me give you the very latest. As a matter of fact, at this point, I'd like to break before Timmy B there, Dylan, so we can give him our full allotted time. Let me give you the latest today. And, the good news for the Jaguars is they are going into this contest Sunday incredibly healthy. The only guy on their injury report is Daniel Thomas, limited both today and yesterday with the Achilles. You hope that Daniel Thomas never sees the field anyway as a safety. He is a premier part of special teams. He's been a gunner for the last several years. And, it was him and Chris Claybrooks forever. Then it became Tim Jones. I know Tim Jones is a guy that a lot of Jaguar fans are down on. Tim Jones should never see the field as a wide receiver unless the Jaguars have a 2-touchdown-plus lead and it's the second half, and they're running the football because he's a really good blocking wide receiver. But what Tim Jones is, along with guys like Daniel Thomas, they're very good special teams players. And the Jaguars have a great special teams unit. Do not forget about that. Now, there'll be pressure on the rookie kicker, right? Logan Cook is a special teams captain again, one of the better punters in the league. You never hear anything about Ross Matisek. That's good, right? I mean, a deep snapper or a long snapper is kind of like an umpire or a referee. The only time you ever hear anything about him is when something bad happens. So he's been solid. And I think the return game this year is going to be really good. Before I get to that, though, it's going to be interesting to see what the Jaguars do gunner-wise, both kick return, punt return, because there have been times so far this year where the Jaguars have used DeAndre Prince as a gunner. So Tim Jones is automatically going to be one. Not only is he a 6 wide receiver, he is a game day active player. I wouldn't think they would have to force Daniel Thomas back if he's not ready to go with the Achilles. You can plug in DeAndre Prince. I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud. But anyway, that's the good news there. Then, of course, you get to the return game with Devin Duvernay, and you get on top of that Parker Washington, who's had a really good camp, and they did put on the injured reserve. Robinson, the rookie, Keelan Robinson. Trent Baalke, out of the, I think it's 22 players that he has drafted in the last 2 years, 18 of the 22 are on the opening day 53-man roster. I mean, think about that. You got a couple of first-round guys in there, but think about how cost-affordable that is. To have a 53-man roster, and you have 18 guys, at least, that are under rookie contracts, first and second year contracts. We talk about that all the time. The way you win in this league is you re-sign your own players, and he did that with 3 guys, with Trevor Tyson and Hines Allen. And you fill in spots with pricey free agents, but you also have to have an enormous nucleus of guys that you have drafted that even out your salary cap. You got 18 out of the 53. And frankly, I still can't believe Christian Braswell's not on the list, who begins the year on the practice squad. The only guys who are gone are Eric Hallett, Raymond Vohasek, and maybe the worst football player I've seen since covering camp here in 1996. That was last year, Derek Parrish. Shouldn't have been anywhere near the football field, professionally speaking. But that says an awful lot. And then obviously you still got guys drafted 3 years ago, 4 years ago. So that's impressive right now overall for the Jags. All right, as we head to this break, let me give you some changes today for, there were veteran rest days yesterday for Calais Campbell and Teron Armstead. They both worked out today. Jalen Phillips had a slash with a rest and an Achilles. Didn't work Wednesday, worked in full today. So it appears he's going to play. The biggest question, and we began the show with it, is Jalen Ramsey. For a second consecutive day, he has not practiced. Right now, the odds would be he's not going to play. If you don't practice today and yesterday, those are, especially today's a huge day, because tomorrow's basically a much lighter day. I'm sure Jalen really wants to go. I also think there's Jalen ego, right? And if he knows he's not 100%, and who is? Don't you kind of sit this one out against the team that drafted you? He's shown us before that he'll quit. I know that's unfair because I'm not covering the team, but I think there's a part of it there that does make you wonder. Their starting center, Aaron Brewer, with a hand, has been limited in consecutive days. All right. Their cornerbacks, we talked about Jalen. Kendall Fuller got a veteran rest day yesterday. He practiced today, so he's good to go. Starting defensive tackle, Benito Jones with a knee, limited both days. We'll see. David Long, a starting linebacker, got a rest day yesterday, limited today. It says just rest. Doesn't say any injury. Starting safeties, Jordan Poyer, a thumb and a rest day on Wednesday, practice in full today. And finally, Javon Holland, their other safety with an ankle. He did practice in full today. So Miami is a team with some big-time question marks, especially Jalen Ramsey But I do look at their offensive and defensive line as well as their secondary, and there are question marks. Now, absent from this are the two guys we talked about last week that we really thought would be in question, Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. They have not been on this injury report at all. And they did put two players on the PUP list, right? Bradley Chubb, really good pass rush end. He won't be available. And OBJ is not available. So that is the very latest as far as the health for your Jaguars. They're in real good shape as far as that particular side of things, getting ready to take on the Dolphins at 1 o'clock on Sunday. Hey, all the pregame right here, in-game, post-game, everything here on your Jaguars radio network. Quick note for tomorrow's show. I'm going to be in with Hayes tomorrow from 4 to 6. And we have a scheduled program for you. It's going to be like our Jaguars preview show. It's going to be out at Jenkins Hyundai. Is it Hyundai or Hyundai? Do we know?
I think it's Hyundai.
Hyundai? Okay.
I hear both.
All right. That's why I asked you. I'm looking forward to it. But here's what we got out there. You ready for this, Dylan? From 4 to 5, we have the newly named Hall of Famer, Jackson and Jackson DeVille, our mascot, who is going to be out there. So Jackson DeVille from 4 to 5. And then from 5 to 6, the Roar cheerleaders will be out there tomorrow. So that is at Jenkins Hyundai of Jacksonville. Fired up for it. That's tomorrow, 4 to 6. We'll see you out there. All right, we got much more to do, including hopefully our good buddy Tim Brando, so we can get him out of the airport and on our airways for our weekly conversation. Hopefully that's on the other side.
Gotta go to work, guys. Gotta go to work. We gotta go to work. It was the point where they shifted into high gear. Go. It's the Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville drive of the game.
This feel good. That feel good.
On 1010XL.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists returns with their free bumps and bruises evaluation clinics. Now with 4 locations, these free injury assessments are open to all schools and athletic programs. Saturday mornings from 9 to 10 through October 26th at Cortex Sports Performance in Ponte Vedra, Preferred PT in Fleming Island, and also at Brooks Rehab on Centurion Parkway and Brooks Rehab at World Golf Village.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Hey, Carline here. If you're like me in the fall, you want to watch football, not clean. Enter Molly Maid, voted Bold City Best Cleaning Service 3 years in a row. Molly Maid is reliable, friendly, and thorough. Visit mollymaid.com.
A customer called DuckDuckRooter saying they had some nasty stuff backing up inside their home. So we went with our camera to look inside their plumbing lines. And sure enough, tree roots in the sewer line. Need to see what's blocking your lines? Call our team to locate the issue and provide solutions to resolve it. 904-862-6769. Visit DuckDuckRooter.com. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jags. DuckDuckRooter, your fully insured and certified plumbing contractor, residential and commercial.
Hey, I'm Tony from Tony D's Pizza. People ask me all day long, is it the water that makes the difference? Well, yes and no. Even water can't make a good pizza. It's the ingredients, too. The best tomatoes, the best flour, and the best cheese. Oh, and a lot of love. Tony D's New York Pizza, Bay Meadows and 295.
Start your Saturday with a whiff of the great outdoors.
Captain Kevin Favor here with Captain Kirk and Jeff Lagerman, and we bring you the fresh air of the great outdoors.
On the Nimnit Outdoors Show, presented by Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic and Air Conditioning on 1010XL.
Veterans, did you know VA mortgage rates have plummeted and you can now access up to 100% of your home's equity and turn that into cash right now? Hey, it's Roger Moore, President and CEO of Loan Pronto, announcing our VA Equity Advantage program. This VA offer can get you $50,000, $70,000, $100,000 cash out with no junk fees and no hassle. With APRs in the 5s, you can pay off all those credit cards, personal loans, car loans, and get one easy-to-manage payment. Veterans we help save on average $850 per month. And listen, if you're a veteran with a current mortgage rate over 6.25%, we can do a streamlined refinance with no income verification and no appraisal, saving you hundreds a month. At Loan Pronto, we respect what you've done for our country, and we show it. Call now and ask about our special VA Equity Advantage program. 904-999-1508. 904-999-1508. LoanPronto.com. 904-999-1508.
Equal housing lender. NMLS 166-1781. Subject to lender approval. NMLS ConsumerAccess.org.
We love talking sports on 1010XL, and I9 Sports loves giving kids the perfect way to grow up playing sports. Fall and winter registration is underway. Log on to i9sports.com and see all they've got to offer. Kids 3 and up. You can enter 1010 in the promo code for a discount. Year-round sports all across the First Coast. St. John's, Duval, and Clay. Sign up now for fall and winter. Great locations added like Fort Family Field, Westside Middle, and Duval Charter Bay Meadows. It's all online at i9sports.com.
Jags fans, our holiday pack is back with a special edition.
Trevor Lawrence, touchdown!
For the first time, get a limited edition Trevor Lawrence bobblehead plus a ticket to one of our December home games starting at $78. Wow! Whether you're looking for the perfect Christmas gift or want the one-of-a-kind bobblehead for yourself, grab a holiday pack today by going to Jaguars.com/bobblehead or call 904-633-2000 now.
Are you ready to upgrade your home? Experience the winning combination of style and performance with Renewal by Andersen energy-efficient, custom-built replacement windows and doors. Buy one, get one 40% off replacement windows and doors. Plus, 0 down, no payments, and no interest for 18 months. This offer expires September 30th and restrictions apply. Renewal by Andersen, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit rbafla.com for details.
License number CGC 1527613.
Mad Men Marketing, Jacksonville's original digital ad agency, is now able to get your ads placed on Amazon Prime Video. Their digital experts are some of the few digital marketers approved to insert on Amazon Prime Video. Call their digital consultants at 355-1766 to learn how you can use Amazon Prime Video to grow your business and increase sales. Mad Men Marketing. Interact. Don't interrupt.
Imagine stepping out of your cozy cabin on a crisp fall morning, coffee in hand, a stunning view from your private porch greets you. You spend the day relaxing at the tiki bar or taking a dip in the year-round pool while catching the big game on TV. Welcome to Island Oaks RV Resort, just past McClenny off exit 333. Book your cabin that sleeps 4 to 6 people. A close, affordable getaway with activities for the whole family. Make memories that last at Island Oaks RV Resort. IslandOaksRVResort.com.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555, Jacksonville. Now, another great guest on the Garber Auto Mall phone line.
Hello.
We can wiggle it. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Tim Brando, ladies and gentlemen, what an unbelievable effort. An A-plus effort. Holman, Washington. I was about ready to give a George Raveling quote until we could get you on.
Into the night and into the Palouse at the same time. How about that?
Was it a good flight for you, Timmy B?
It was. And you know what? God bless United Airlines. I've got a direct flight from the metropolis of Shreveport, Louisiana, my home, as you know, where Chateau Brando is located. And I've got a direct flight to Denver, which we didn't have a few years ago. Mm-hmm. It used to be a 3-pumper to get to Pullman. I'm here to tell you. Let me just tell you, I love coming to Pullman. Martin Stadium's awesome. The campus is great. They love their Cougs. It'll be a great environment for the game with Texas Tech. Very big game here because with the Pac-12 gone and the Pac-2 left, they're getting all the money, but they only play 2 Power 4 conference teams in the next 2 weeks are those games. They've got this one against Texas Tech out of the Big 12, which is a very important game for them and obviously for Texas Tech. Mm-hmm. But then they play the Apple Cup against Washington next week at Seahawks Stadium in Seattle. So, you know, this is their season basically is the next 2 weeks here. they'll play primarily Mountain West teams the rest of their schedule as they, kind of piecemeal it for the next 2 seasons before they figure out, where they're going to land. Both Washington State and Oregon State, won that lawsuit, and because of that, they kept the Pac-2 intact, so they get all the money that those schools had to forfeit. So they're getting $52 million. Rick, think about it. You think the folks in Tallahassee would take $52 million annually for the next 2 years? I think they would.
Well, the way my alma mater works,
they find a new home.
Yeah. Hey, Timmy B, the way my alma mater works, I'm sure they'll turn around and sue the Pac-2 and try to get some cash out of it anyway.
There you go. Better to laugh than cry, Rick.
Yeah. Hey,
I do.
And you and Devin Gardner, you you were with Spencer Tillman, who, of course, played for the Sooners forever. You guys did it for, 25-plus years, and now it's the former Michigan quarterback, Devin Gardner, dancing around, having some fun. So it looked like it was a great time, and you've already done 2 games so far this year.
We have, and you tell me. I know you watched, so I think Devin's outstanding. I think he's got a hell of a future. And, look, I miss Spencer. You don't work with a guy for 25 years at 2 major networks. And, look, he's the godfather and the namesake of my only grandson. So that should tell you how much I think of him. Mm-hmm. He's actually going up to Wisconsin. So he'll have his dancing shoes on up there because he's got South Dakota and Wisconsin this week on FS1 on Saturday. But for us, for me at this stage of my career, to have a 32-year-old, young, talented, former quarterback at Michigan working with me, and they really believe he's going to be a star at Fox in the future. And, that's my role, Rick, at this stage of my career, is to help the younger guys as they're coming up. And that's a role that I pledged to them that I would happily take when I went to work for them 11 years ago. Spencer was still at CBS by first year at Fox, and only when Joel Klatt got moved up because Charles Davis left the booth to go to the NFL, and he had been working with Gus Johnson, so that moved Joel up to work with Gus, and I needed a new partner, and Fox actually came to me and said, "Do you have anybody you'd like for us to talk to?" And I said, "Hell yeah, call Spencer Tillman."
Yeah.
He's in the last year of his contract, and they did that. So, they afforded us, Fox did, 9 years more together, which gave us a total of 25. And not many people have done that. I mean, Fowler and Herbie have been together with Game Day and their tandem as the number one crew at ESPN for, I think, about 27, 28 years now. But other than Summerall and Madden at 2 networks, okay, when you think in the NFL, Summerall and Madden, that's the only other crew that's been together for as long at 2 different networks as we have been. And that's high cotton in my part of the world. That's what you'd have to say. So we had a wonderful time together, and it was tremendous. But at this stage of my career and my life, if they say to me, "Tim, we want you to work with a younger guy that we believe in," then that's what I got to do. And we're having a great time. We're having an absolute blast, and I hope people have a chance to tune in. Once that game on NBC gets a little out of hand between Colorado and Nebraska, come on over and see us.
Well, it's a huge day on Fox. There's no doubt. Tim Brando, our guest, our weekly conversation. Of course, he'll have Texas Tech visiting Washington State, 10 o'clock our time here in Duval. But at high noon on Fox, Texas and Devin Gardner's alma mater, Michigan, and it feels like the whole world right now is picking the Longhorns.
Yeah, they are, and understandably so. They've got way too much in their arsenal to not be favored. But there are a couple of equalizers here, Rick. First off, it's the big house, okay? Secondly, and I'm already hearing it from, Texas fans. I've gotten it on social media already this week. I wish this game was at night. I don't know. Well, guess what? You signed a contract to play Michigan. That's a Fox team and a Fox network affiliate with the Big Ten Conference, and you'll get your game at night or at 3:30 with ESPN or ABC when you get the return engagement. But, the Fox window now at noon is the number one window in college football. It's got the highest rating. It even eclipsed the CBS 3:30 window, which I was a part of, that was number one for 15 years. The last 2 seasons, it's been number one.
Mm-hmm.
So Texas will not lack for exposure, but Michigan will be a lot more comfortable in that house and at that time. So I think the game could be a lot closer than people think, but Texas has got to be favored. And frankly, I would pick them to cover if somebody put a gun to my head. I'd say, yeah, probably a 10-point win. That's what I'd say.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. It's week 2 of the college football season. Week 3 for Tim Brando and Devin Gardner, as they will have Texas Tech visiting Washington State. I want to jump back to a week ago because you really had a lot of interesting things, really positive things to say about Miami, and my goodness,
sure did.
They were fantastic. And, we knew about Cam Ward and Daniel Martinez and Samuel Brown as one of 3 Miami Hurricanes on the preseason Biletnikoff award list. But what about Lance Guidry in that defense and the defensive players that they have plugged in, including Tyler Barron and Simeon Barrow from the transfer portal?
Rick, when I last came into Pullman to do a really big game, game day came. You might recall it was the only time game day ever came to Pullman. And Oregon was ranked in the top 15, and they had Herbert at quarterback. And this kid named Gardner Minshew was quarterbacking at Washington State. You know all about him in Jacksonville, right?
Mm-hmm.
You remember that game?
I do.
Well, Mario Cristobal was coaching that Oregon team, and I go back to that period. Even with that defeat in that game, Mario just you knew that he had a roster, and you knew that in time he could put together a solid program. Some might question Mario's decision making in tight game situations.
Yeah.
Okay, but you cannot question the way he installs a culture and the way he builds a roster. And that's 2/3 of being a head coach. I am a huge Mario Cristobal fan. That's one of the reasons why I had no problem telling you that not only would Miami win that game, they would win it with authority, and Cam Ward would become a household name in college football east of the Mississippi. A lot of people didn't know about him starting out at Incarnate Wazoo when his offensive coach joined Jake Dicker here, and I had him a year ago. And look, the guy is incredibly talented, and I do think he could be a Heisman finalist. I absolutely believe that. But to your point, their defense was, I think, probably more physical than a lot of people in Florida ever thought they could possibly be. And not only were they physical, but they played with a pretty good deal of discipline, which is not something that's always associated with Miami. After watching week 1 and now, week 0 and week 1, I don't think there's any question now that Miami is the prohibitive favorite to take the ACC. And I told you that preseason.
You did, and you laid it out. And, boy, here it is. I mean, I look at them and the great defense, and I look at Notre Dame and an unbelievable defense. Yep. And what about Georgia? I mean, it's great. Yeah. All the players that Georgia has sent to the NFL the last couple of years, they barely allowed Clemson to pass midfield on Saturday.
Now, how bad is it to see a Clemson defense that's that good, that has to go into every game thinking, my God, we're going to have to make stops. Our offense may not be that much better than Iowa's the last 2 years. That was a pathetic performance by Dabo's offense. And they just don't have the skilled people. And that's all on him. Okay? And I'm a Dabo guy. Listen, I understand you want to make it fun. I love having a Chuck E. Cheese inside your football facility. I love the fact that it's about getting players from high school and having them grow up into your program. But the landscape has changed now. And if you're not looking to improve your team, quarterback can't get it done at this level. And by the way, neither could Uiagalelei. And your team's finding that out now too. Okay, Florida State's finding that out. Uiagalelei is a good quarterback. He's not He's not worth what you would think is big money from NIL. He's just not. And that's what Dabo's got to do. He's got to find a way for the Cam Ward, or that program is going to continue to languish. And when I say languish, look, they'll still be a bowl team. They can win 9. But there's 8.
And we have lost our good friend, Timmy Brando. But anyway, we certainly do appreciate his effort from the dark side of the moon, and that is Pullman, Washington. Oh, we got you back. Hey.
I'm here. Yes.
Was Brother Bino on the other line? Did you cross over and talk to him?
I'm on high ground as we get literally almost into Pullman now. So
yeah,
you didn't lose me for long, but I did lose you for a second. Did I cross over and talk to whom? What was the question?
I didn't know if it was Brother Bino on the other line.
Oh, wait a minute. Huh. Unbelievable. Michigan and Texas, you know what's great about it? Michigan and Texas wear the same stinking uniform. And right now, I'm smiling. Brando, I've got Fielding Yost to the left, Darrell K. Royal to the right. We're in heaven. It's paradise. We don't need liquor here. It's just a fantastic high. And I'm taking Michigan. And you know why I'm taking Michigan? The helmet. The greatest helmet of all time. Michigan's helmet. Home field. Other than Notre Dame, the best home field since the Kremlin. Take the Wolverines to the upset. Take the points to go with the Wolverines.
There you have it, Brother Bino. Hey, can we wrap with the first fly in the ointment Tim Brando game of the year, or was that it from Brother Bino?
Well, by the way, no, actually, that can't be fly in the ointment. UAB is playing ULM.
Oh,
and ULM got a win with its brand new coach. And you know where the new coach came from? Well, he was at New Mexico, but before that, he was at UAB.
Ah.
The Warhawks are ready to go against the Blazers. It is a friggin' grudge match between the Blazers and the Warhawks. Take the points and go with ULM. UAB's favored probably. But I'm telling you, take the points and take the Warhawks. That's a fly in the ointment game for this week.
Jacksonville, Florida loves Tim Brando. Always a pleasure, young man. We'll do it again next Friday. Thank you.
You got it. I promise to be in a place where the cells are a little better than the Palouse.
There you go. Have a great one. Thanks, Timmy.
You bet.
And I said Friday. I guess it is Thursday. But, hey, what's great about him is so many things, but we just find a way, whether it's Thursday or Friday, to bring in Tim Brando. Dylan, I appreciate your effort. You're working up a sweat in there, and I have it down to 52 degrees here in the studio.
My toes are cold.
Well, this show is so damn boring, that if I don't put it almost to freezing temperatures, I find myself falling asleep. But certainly when we bring Timmy B on, we pick it up just a little bit. All right, I'm behind on breaks. Let's take one now. We're with you tonight till 8.
Mondays in the fall are made for talking football. Let's talk football. Football! Sink your teeth into Dandy Foods Postgame Monday. Let's talk football. Makers of quality fresh sandwiches and home of the good stuff on 1010XL.
Hey, sports fans, it's Hayes Carlyon for MyBookie. Football is back. Winning season is back. MyBookie's here to make sure you're ready to cash in on the action. This season, MyBookie is pulling out all the stops with incredible promotions like weekly risk-free boosts on Thursdays, where you can bet without a sweat. If your bet hits, you win big, and if it doesn't, forget it. MyBookie will refund your wager. But that's just the beginning. MyBookie is giving away hundreds of thousands in prizes with their Super Survivor and Squares contests. Get your entries in now for a shot at huge cash rewards. For a limited time, they are bringing back the double deposit bonus when you're ready to get started. Use my promo code 1010XL to claim a bonus that doubles your money on your very first deposit with promo code 1010XL before you even place a bet. Remember, exclusive giveaways and bigger rewards. MyBookie is the lock of the century. Bet on anything, anywhere, anytime, and make sure your season is a winning one.
I'm here with Clayton Bromberg of Underwood. What is a gemologist?
Frank, that's a good question because gemologist is a generic title that can be used by anyone, whether they have any gemological training or not. There's also a graduate gemologist, which is somebody that's taken the gemology courses of the Gemological Institute of America and received a diploma. Then there's a certified gemologist of the American Gem Society. They've received the graduate gemologist diploma, have worked in the jewelry business for a minimum of 3 years, and are tested by examination once a year to re-win the certified gemologist title. There's one other aspect that certified gemologists have that others might or might not have, and that's the accredited gemological equipment to be able to make the right grading calls on diamonds and other gemstones. At Underwood's, we have an American Gem Society accredited gem laboratory that our certified gemologists work in, assuring you the quality and value you deserve.
That's Underwood's, Florida's longest-standing member of the American Gem Society in San Marco, Avondale, the shops of Ponte Vedra, Underwood Jewelers.
Jags fans, a new Everbank Performance account could be your ticket to London this October. Through the Everbank London Getaway, one lucky winner and a guest will receive round-trip airfare, hotel accommodations, and a pair of tickets to see the Jags play in London. To learn more and for official rules, visit everbank.com/London. No person necessary to enter or win. Open to legal residents in 50 United States and D.C. 18 or older. Entry period for the Everbank London Getaway Suites is from 8/5/24 to 9/5/24. To enter and for official rules, alternate method of entry, prize description, odds of winning, and other details, visit everbank.com/London. Sponsor and administrator, Everbank N.A.
Ballou here for Smoonez Vision. Why Smoonez Vision? Well, I've been with Dr. Neil Smoonez now since I got back to Jacksonville in 2006. 37 years of experience he has. Smoonez Vision is a family organization that focuses on personal high-quality medical and surgical eye care. Dr. Catherine Smoonez is fellowship-trained in cornea and cataract surgery and all refractive surgery. Combined, that's 30 years plus in laser eye surgery. Visit SmoonezVision.com today. Care you can see.
Now, the Hurricane Report. Brought to you by Performance Painting. Prepare, protect, preserve.
The Hurricanes went into Gainesville and absolutely demolished the Gators 41-17. The Canes scored on their first drive and never looked back. The Canes were led by quarterback ACC preseason player of the year Cam Ward with 385 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, and 33 yards on the ground. Miami plays Florida A&M next Saturday, 6 p.m.
Get more Gators with Dan Hickett and me, Frank Frangie, on all things Gators on 1010XL Gators Podcast, with new episodes every Monday, brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, wherever you find podcasts and at 1010XL.com.
I've known Glenn Coleman for a long time as a friend and a lawyer. Persistent and fair, Glenn and his firm have represented clients from North Florida and South Georgia for over 40 years in all kinds of personal injury cases. If I had such a case, call Glenn at Barnes, Cohen, and Sullivan.
Grab your lucky spot on the couch, because traditions make Sunday easy to enjoy. Bud Light, easy to Sunday, easy to enjoy. Bud Light is the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Enjoy responsibly. 21 plus. Copyright 2024 Anheuser-Busch. Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Cold beer and good grub. That's what you'll get at Taps on 210. Just a great neighborhood feel where friends and family get together. Check out Taps in the Winn-Dixie Plaza, just west of 95 on County Road 210. Proudly supporting our 9 After 5 weekly. Head there for a cold one.
Atlantic Self-Storage, the official storage partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Need to make room to watch football in your home or need a place to park your boat or RV? Store it all at Atlantic Self-Storage. Over 50 locations in Northeast Florida. 24-hour access, all with month-to-month leases. Moving? They can help with supplies. They make storage easy. Go to AtlanticSelfStorage.com or call 877-WE-STORE to find a storage solution near you. Go Jags!
Don't make a bad call when it comes to servicing your home. Cooling off with a baby pool in the house to fix your air conditioning problem is a bad call. Trying to catch a wave in a flooded bathroom is a bad call. Using a burning electrical panel to make s'mores is a bad call. The next time something goes wrong, make a good call to Donovan.
Whether you need air, electric, or plumbing service, Donovan is always a good call. It's why we've been trusted by our customers for almost 40 years and why you can trust us to deliver fast, reliable service to your home. Donovan, always a good call.
Visit DonovanAC.com today.
High-flying Jack O'Brien here, sports fans. And now, I'm going to share the absolute right way to pronounce Kuhn flowers. It's Kuhn. Kuhn flowers. Remember, use Kuhn flowers.
Navy Mutual was created by service members for service members, so we know what it means to serve. Our policies have no active duty service restrictions, so you can rest assured that you're covered no matter your duty station, home or abroad. To go even further, we promise that premiums will not be higher for those who serve in dangerous environments, including aviation, diving, or on deployments. Let us help you protect those you love the most. Learn more at NavyMutual.org.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, the Cool Down with Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing. Keeping Jack's cool since 1987.
It's been a lot of fun, at least I think it has been. We still got a lot of work to do up until 8 o'clock tonight. Hacker Nation will join you. But first of all, as we cool it down, you have breaking news. My goodness, what is going on right now, Dylan, in Kansas City, Missouri?
Apparently there is a lightning delay, and they're forcing everybody to leave the stadium. So no set time yet for kickoff.
That is awful. I've had that experience before. Not a lot. I remember once in Tallahassee. I'm trying to remember. Has it ever happened here in Duval?
I remember there was a lightning delay.
Yeah.
2011, second half, whenever Tebow's first game as a Bronco.
Okay.
That's all I can remember for Jacksonville.
Yeah, that's a tough call. I mean, it is, because the weather can shift, and, we always have fun with meteorologists and how they always get everything wrong, and it doesn't matter. But it's tough out there. I mean, it is. I mean, it's pretty simple. When you get things wrong with your prediction on games, people let you have it. But then, there can always be a gust of wind, and all of a sudden things do change and what have you. But yeah, I mean, NFL fans, man, you guys have been waiting for 9 months, and I hate to laugh. They're going to do everything they can to play that game. You're just going to be up late, right? It's going to be a late game, and we'll see. It was expected to start around 8:30. It says 8:20, but it's always a little bit after the fact, so we will see. And I guess there was some line movement, some late money coming in on Baltimore. Took it from around, 3 to 2.5, so a little bit of money there. King Henry, now with the Baltimore Ravens, this could end up being his type of game, right? If it becomes one in which they really want to run the football. Got a lot of good stuff in on the text line tonight at 641-1010. Haven't really had an opportunity to get to any of them just because we have been too busy. But there were a few that I saw here that I wanted to point out. Let's see. Ballou, this is from the 77-77. When we admit that Trevor Lawrence is a top 10 quarterback and never will be? Bad draft year and inflated by the media for beating Alabama. He was not even an overall number 1 pick, third-round quarterback. All right. Do not agree with that. But he is now officially on watch, right? This is year 4. All of that urban crap, that's gone. I mean, that is totally gone in the National Football League. It's up for you now to take that next step. I still think there are limitations offensively because of the offensive line. All right? But I love their skill position guys. They got one of the best tight ends in the NFL. I think Tank Bigsby and Travis Etienne is going to give them a solid 1-2 punch at back. I like their wide receiving core better this year than I did a year ago. So, yeah. And then there's another one here that I wanted to get to that mentioned Trevor as well. 28-35, Ballou, for Trevor, staying healthy is more important than creating too much. There's no doubt. And the blueprint right now, and not the blueprint, but our last memory is 5 different injuries a year ago. So he's gotten bigger. Okay. He's a gamer. He's going to try to give it a go. 5 different injuries. That's even more of a reason why I was a little bit, or more than a little bit, actually quite concerned about their decision to bring back 4/5 of that offensive line for the 2024 season. But as I've said, and I say it every week, and I'll always say it, I really hope I'm wrong. Okay? I mean, I do. And it's not because of any one of them. It's not because of any one of those 5 offensive linemen. And honestly, it's not because of Trevor Lawrence, right? But it's because of you. Because of you, the Jaguars fans. I've always said it. I'm in this for the fans of the game, the fans of the team. And I don't want to go back down that here at the end of the show. I did a little bit earlier, but I said the one thing that's really disappointing to me now compared to when I got into this is it just feels like today's players don't care about the fans the way that they once did. All right. And there's always been the fine line, professionally speaking, because it's a business and you go team to team, you go to where you're going to make the most money. And that's understandable. The other side of it is that you can be cut, you can be released, you can be waived, you can be traded. But now we're seeing it on Saturday. We're seeing it in college where it's about them. And maybe they're the 1%ers. And, it's jealousy, Ballou. You do the same thing. Maybe I would. If you were to say, quick, name your favorite teams, I'm going to go to the 1970s and talk about the Boston Bruins. Man, I'm going to go to the 1970s and talk about the Boston. Those guys stayed together forever and ever and ever until the great Bobby Orr signed that free agency contract and went to Chicago. Until they traded Phil Esposito and Carol Vadnais for Brad Park and Jean Rattel. How dare you trade Fred Lynn to the old California Angels? How dare you allow Carlton Fisk? How the hell did Lou Gorman who allowed Carlton Fisk? It was in the mail, and Carlton Fisk said, "Screw that! I'm going to sign with the Chicago White Sox." But there was so much love then, and it doesn't happen again. I'm not going to overdo it and bite the hand that feeds me and has fed me, overfed me for 30-plus years. But, I feel for the younger generation. Hacker's going to join us here in a minute. I feel for Forrest and them. The loyalty and the love, it's always going to be there for the fans. But the players back to the fans, man, it's nothing compared to the way it used to be. And that's just moving ahead with the times. That's why, again, I love it when get over it. Turn the page. Never turn the page as a Jaguar fan. This is year 30 for you. All right? If you're still pissed that they gave up a 3rd and 18th to Danny Amendola, be pissed. If you're still upset that Nate Hackett had the worst offensive game plan that anyone ever could in a fourth quarter where you had a chance to knock off the New England Patriots and Marrone and Hackett, be upset. If Miles Jack wasn't down, still bothers you, be upset. Don't turn the page on that stuff. The players can. How many guys from that team are still in Jacksonville? Especially now with Shatley gone. Who was there? Hamilton, maybe? Cam, maybe? Logan Cook? That's got to be it. If those three were even. I mean, and that's going back, 6 years? That's how fast these players come and go. But you as a fan, man, I'm sure you think about that. Diehard Jaguar fans, if you don't think about that almost daily, I'm sure you think about it at least a couple of times a week. If not, then I would question you as a fan.
Now, the 2-minute drill, brought to you by Injury Care Centers. Discover BioTarget Regenerative Therapy, a safer drug-free solution for lasting pain relief. Visit GoBioTarget.com.
Hacker Nation joins us. I went off on that a little bit earlier tonight. You've seen it and everything in your lifetime. doing this as a profession, it always sounds like old man, get off, screaming at the clouds, get off my lawn. You agree with what I'm saying, though, when it comes to loyalty? The fans are always there. It seems like players nowadays, not with the Jaguars, I'm talking about in every sport, and now it even includes college, where it's not the same love for the founding fathers, the players who played before them, and certainly the fans, the way that it once was when I got into this 30-some-odd years ago.
Look, I get NIL and I get the transfer portal, but what was it? Vanderbilt last week had 53 new guys on their roster this year alone. I mean, you can't build a connection with these guys. I go back to college basketball. I remember watching Super Tuesday 10, 15 years ago, Kentucky, Tennessee, where I would know 6, 7, 8 of the guys that were playing. Not just the Gator players, but I would know people in the conference. I don't have a clue who any of these guys are now. But you're right. It's the way it is, and I guess I'm having my get off my lawn moment right alongside you. But, yeah, I kind of miss the way it was, not only professionally, but in collegiate athletics as well.
I feel bad for the younger generation. I mean, I'm older than you, but people our age and older, they get it and remember it. People's Dylan's age and younger, especially your son, I mean, once he can fully comprehend and understand what's going on as far as name recognition, and he's be like, Dad, what happened to so-and-so? He's gone in a year.
Yeah, funny story. His favorite player last year was Calvin Ridley.
There you go.
And it wasn't even, that was his favorite player by far. And when I told him Calvin Ridley left, I put a video online. It was kind of cute, but it was kind of sad. Yeah. He's like, why? Where'd he go? Come back, Calvin. He doesn't understand what happened. But that's the world we live in now in pro sports.
I just mentioned that game in January of 2018. Were those three on the team? Can you remember?
Cam Robinson.
Devon Hamilton?
I don't think Hamilton was here.
I don't think he was here either. No. How about Logan Cook?
Logan Cook probably was.
So it would have been only 2 guys.
Yeah, because I remember when I interviewed Dewey Wingard, he was drafted in 19 in training camp, and I remember looking at the roster, there were only 4 guys that had been here as long or longer than Dewey. Shatley's now gone.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was, and I think you're right. I think it's Cam Robinson, Logan Cook are the only 2 guys left.
I know it was Cam because he wasn't the starting left tackle. It was Brandon Albert. And he went AWOL.
Yeah, yes.
In Foxborough when we were there for a week to practice against the Patriots. And the big joke walking off, because there was all that, are they going to make a trade for Jimmy Garoppolo? That was the storyline. But the big thing with the New England media was, yeah, we'll see you guys during the AFC Championship game. What the thought was, Jacksonville was going to win 5 or 6 games.
And ironically, Brandon Albert signed as a free agent from Miami. He got like a week's worth of practice here, and he said, the heck with this. I'm out of here, man. I'm retiring.
But and that's when Cam got plugged in.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
All right, what's coming up?
Yeah, we got a lot of stuff tonight, obviously. NFL predictions. The season's going to kick off, hopefully, in the next 30 minutes or so. I know they got some weather out in Kansas City. But we'll go division by division, also Super Bowl picks as well. Little Jaguar locker room talk. Defensive lineman Tyler Lacey and defensive back Darnell Savage join me tonight. And it's that time of year again. We'll get him weekly. Former Jaguar wide receiver Cecil Shorts makes his 2024 debut on Hacker After Dark at 8:30 tonight.
Cecil Shorts, he was gone by 2000.
Yeah, he was here. He was only here 11 to 14.
11 to 14, long gone. Okay, he would have been gone for 3 years before that matchup. Have a good show.
Thanks, Rick.
It's going to do it. I want to remind you tomorrow, I'll be with Hayes Carline from 4 to 6. We're going to be out at Jenkins Hyundai. Or Jenkins Hyundai. I'm gonna learn how to say it by tomorrow's show. I guarantee you. Either that or I'll just pass it on over to Hayes, and he can say it whenever we mention it. But, hey, it's going to be a lot of fun. Jacksonville is going to be out there 4 to 5, and the Jaguars roar from 5 until 6. That'll be tomorrow with Hayes Carline and yours truly, Rick Ballou. Thank you to Tim Brando. Thank you to Dylan Denmark. Hacker is up next. Again, my name is Rick Ballou. I'll talk with you tomorrow from 4 until 6 o'clock.
It's more than just filling the stat sheet.